poor connection. Let's see if it gets a high. Connection available. Awesome. Hi guys. I am up in your face today. Hold on. And you stop sign? No, you're good. Hi. I'm driving, obviously. Hence why I'm up in your face. So if I don't actually look at you, it's because I prefer not to get in an accident. So yeah. Okay. This is a question that I get a lot. Hey, Kelsey. This is a question that I get all the time. It is a loaded question that I cannot fully answer on a quick little drive to the bank on a Facebook Live, but I'm going to give you some things that I can kind of summarize a little bit, and then I'll come back into another live and I'll kind of explain a little bit more because, like I said, this is a question that I get all the time. Also, I don't know what's going on with my face. Don't, even if you weren't looking, now you're looking because I pointed them out. Don't look. Okay, so this is a question I get a lot. How do you make sales without messaging a single person? Ever. If you have followed my journey through network marketing for the last 7 years in my prior company, then you know very well that I was very loud and very obnoxiously loud about the fact that I don't cold message. And there's different ways of messaging. That's something that I think needs to be touched on, maybe in another video, maybe right now, I don't know. Let me get to the light and I'll decide. But there's different ways of messaging, and I personally don't ever cold message. That's me. I don't believe in it. If there's a whole reason for that. But anyway, so if you followed my journey, then you'll know that I was very loud about that. And I was also very loud about the fact that I did get a lot of sales, and I was a top seller. I was a top recruiter. I was a top many things for multiple different occasions. Not only in my last company, but in my current company now, same thing. And I do the exact same thing that I've always done. So again, if you know, then you know that I've been loud about the fact that I have done all of those things by not messaging people. And when I say messaging, I mean cold messaging. And even still messaging, it is the rare occasion where I will reach out to somebody. But when I do, it has nothing to do with business and it has nothing to do with products. It's literally to say hi and to see how that person is doing, because that is what I personally feel messaging should be about. I don't believe, and again, this is my personal opinion, I had many people in my prior company that absolutely personally told me off and talked about me behind my back multiple times because they didn't agree with me, and that's fine. That's fine. Ruin your reputation. I'm not going to ruin mine. So what I have done, oh my God, why? Why do I need to rotate my phone? Okay. What I have done is, if I have spoken with people in Messenger, and again, this is a very rare instance, I will talk to them about them. I will talk to them about how they're doing, what they're up to, all of those things, right? So how I've been able to make a lot of sales is, one, by being a product of the product. You're watching this right now on Facebook, okay? I don't know where you guys, I know where some of you live, but I don't know where all of you live. I don't know all of you personally. And you're watching me, somebody that you don't know, and we're connecting, okay? Facebook is amazing. Facebook literally changed my business the second that I realized how you can connect with people in ways that you cannot do cold calling. Okay, I can sit here and make a post today and tell you guys about my PCOS, right? And you might have PCOS and you might relate to me and not even realize I had it. I don't know where you've been. I've been talking about it forever, but you might be new to my page, right? And you might see that I've posted something about PCOS and you're like, oh my God, I have that too. Like you know about it? I do. You've had it for 24 years? I have. Can you tell me all these things? Sure. Yeah. And you'll reach out to me and you'll message me for all the things PCOS. And then in talking, not maybe in that first conversation, maybe in the second one, maybe even in the third conversation, in talking, it will come up at some point about what I do. about what I've used, what has worked for me, what hasn't worked for me. And the only reason you're in my inbox is because I made a post that was genuine and authentic and was truthful and was telling you my story about something. I wasn't making a post about a giveaway. I wasn't making a post with a picture of a product. I was making a post about me because we are on social media. And the whole purpose of social media is not to sell, but it's to be social. So if I'm using social media and being social, then my reach is going to be through the roof because people are not going to be turned off by my sales posts. And here's the thing, okay? And I'll get to that in a second. But say I make a post about, I don't know, say I have a baby. I don't have a baby, but say I did, and I make a post about that child, and I talk about maybe this great new place that I went to here in Sarasota that just opened, right? Well, if you are following me and you are in the Sarasota area, which I know many of you are because I do have friends on here that are in my area, you'll see that post and you'll talk to me about it. You will not see my post about a picture of a product and get super duper excited and feel like you need to talk to me. You might look at it, you might pass it up, you might see it again, maybe come back to it, maybe do your own research if you're really interested in what the product actually is, but you will not actually get excited to speak to me because you're gonna think that I'm just trying to sell you something. Now, here's the thing with that. I have built enough of a reputation for people to know that I'm not gonna ever sell them. If they want something, they will come to me and they will find it. People, you guys, lots of you that are watching right now have bought from me in the past, and you know I never hunted you down. You know I never forced you or persuaded you into anything. You came to me probably with information that you wanted. You wanted more info on a product or the business, whichever business I was in, and I gave it to you, and I was honest with you. And as a matter of fact, many of you, whether you're watching or not right now, have said the reason that you did come to me was because I didn't pressure you. Another reason that you bought from me was because I downsold a product. I didn't say, oh yeah, you need this $300 package. When you said, actually, I'm looking into this one product for like $50. I didn't try and upsell you and say, actually, you really should take this $300 package because this is like the full thing, like you'll be great. No, I don't do that. And I get more sales because of it. So one, I use social media. And again, this is like quick little blips here because I'm headed to the bank, so I can't really get into it. It would take me days. So that's probably like multiple different lives over the next few days. But I use social media to be social. I don't use social media to sell. And by doing that, I end up selling without selling. Does that make sense? So when I'm on social, let's just say Facebook, right? Because I use Facebook a lot. I do go on live a lot. And actually, there was a time where I stopped for a while, but now I'm back into, if you've noticed, I've been doing a lot of live videos again because I found myself again and I needed a break and I'm back. Okay, so I'm doing a lot of live videos again because that is how I connect with you guys. Whether you want to buy the product that I'm selling or never ever have any interest in the product I'm selling, this is how I connect with you. Not just in posts, not just in comments. Facebook Lives, I'm obsessed with because it's basically like face-to-face. And I've said this in videos before, but like, who do you FaceTime with typically, right? Everybody's used FaceTime. Who do you FaceTime with? Your very close friends and your family, right? That you're not gonna FaceTime most of the time with a stranger. So when I hop on here on Facebook Live, I consider it like my FaceTime with the world. Okay, now I can park and now I can actually talk. So I consider it like my FaceTime with you guys. And I do that because there is a connection there. And that is how I connect. So the fact that we are able to connect, the fact that you can get a gist of my personality through Facebook Live, because you can't get somebody's personality through just a post. You definitely can't get somebody's personality through a cold message, because all the person on the receiving end of that cold message feels is sold to, pressured to, used car salesman, no offense if you are a used car salesman, but just all of those things that we have been conditioned throughout our lives to stay away from. right? This is why I don't understand why people still cold message. I don't understand this, because we are grown adults. We have been conditioned from the time that we know what a sale is to stay away from people that are coming down our throats with a sale, with a product. We walk into a store in the mall. I tell you right now, when I walk into a store anywhere and the person is breathing down my neck, I walk right out. I don't care what is in the store or how bad I needed it. I'm a grown woman. I know how to shop. If I need you, I'll find you. And that's how I run my business. That's how I've always run my businesses. And that's how I make so many sales, because I put myself in the shoes of the other person. And I think to myself, how would I feel if I walked into a store, right? When you send a cold message to somebody, you are literally that kiosk at the mall that's trying to do your hair. Okay, you know what I'm talking about. Girls, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The one that's trying to do your hair, or the guy that's trying to do your hair that has no interest in hair whatsoever and he's holding up the curling iron. That's you when you cold message, right? So think about how you feel when you're walking in the mall and you have that going on and you're like, nope, I'm going to be on the phone right now and I'm going to walk into Victoria's Secret and act like I didn't even see them. No, thank you. No, I'm good. Thanks so much. Thanks. That's what I do. Now think about when you cold message, okay? When you're salesy on social media, you are the kiosk. You are that girl with a curling iron that doesn't know the person that you're sending the message to, has no idea what they're all about. And the funniest part is when you send the message and you actually act like you know what they're about and you say, oh my God, you'd be amazing for this, and you didn't even look at their profile. You got a lot to fix here, because that's going to turn people off so badly. I cannot even tell you. So think about how you feel in the mall with a kiosk, and then think about what you do online. If you're doing the curling iron kiosk lady to your people in messages, then you need to stop doing that. And that's why people are running away. You have to just correlate it. Just that, literally think about how that feels and you run away. That's why people are running away. That's why people aren't responding to you. They're not running away on social media. They're just not responding to you. They'll read it. They won't answer you. That's it, right? So that's their version of the runaway. Okay. So what I do is, if I do talk to somebody online and I do send a message, it happens to be that I saw it was their birthday. I saw it was a post that they made. Or I go to my memories. This is something I love to do. I go to my memories on Facebook and I go all the way down. If you have the memories on iPhone, you'll see, right? At the bottom it says, like, on this day, you and such, you and Kelsey became friends. Okay, well, I'm going to send a message to Kelsey because I didn't realize it's been like 3 years, and I'll be like, holy crap, like, what up? And I'll send a voice message. I'll be like, 3 years, and I'll send a screenshot, and I'll be like, hey friend, right? If you happen to know a very funny British TV show where they do friend, all my friends in England know exactly what I'm talking about right now. Then you know what I'm saying. So I'll just message really funny and I'll be like, hey friend, 3 years, how are you? What's going on? Like, I don't really talk to you on Facebook, so what's up? One, that gets their attention. Two, it's so easy because Facebook literally gives you this every single day where you could just go in and find the list of people that you haven't talked to in forever. There's people that I literally see in my on this day you became friends list, and I see and I'm like, wow, oh my God, like 5 years ago, I remember her, but I haven't talked to her. Her fault, my fault, both of our faults, more than likely, right? It just time goes by and I haven't talked to them. So I'll reach out. And when I reach out, I'm not reaching out to say, hey, by the way, I think you'd be phenomenal at what I do. I haven't talked to you in 3 years, and I don't know, your ass from your elbow right now, but I just think that you'd be amazing at what you do. No, I would never ever say that to somebody that I have no interaction with whatsoever. If you want to use that line on people, because I know a lot of people do it, I'm not knocking that line because I know that that works, and I know that that's a really good, it's truthful a lot of times if you're being true. Okay, if you're being honest with somebody, it's the truth. If you genuinely feel like, hey, you know what? This girl or this guy that I follow forever would be so good at what I do, and I just want to tell them that, that's okay, right? But if you don't know that person, if you have never looked, if you literally just went to their profile today for the first time, you skimmed it and you're like, ooh, I'm going to message them. I'm going to cold message them. They're going to be perfect at this. But you've never even had a hello, right? I don't believe in messages without a prior interaction. That's my thing. Whenever I talk about I don't cold message, that's how I get so many sales. I don't believe in messages without a prior interaction. So take that however you want it. But for me, it's the, hey, how are you doing? What's up, right? I get messages sometimes, and I know they're scripts. And it makes me laugh because I'm like, you people, I talk about this. This is what I teach. This is what but people still message me. They don't know. And they'll message me and they'll say, you know, oh my God, girl. First of all, stop. Oh my God, girl. I think you'd be amazing at what I do. And what do they say to me? They'll be like, oh, you're just so beautiful. Or you're just so, whatever they say, but it's like too much and it's creepy as shit. It is creepy as shit. So I'm like, yeah, well, you wouldn't say that to me unless you were trying to get me to buy your product or join your company. So if you're somebody that does that, I'm sorry, but just think about how you would feel if that was done to you from a complete stranger. Most of the time you get a little creeped out. And I don't mean you're creepy. I don't mean anything like that. I just mean in the context, in the delivery of that message, you get a little weirded out. Because I know immediately when somebody says to me, oh, I love connecting with like-minded businesswomen. Bullshit. No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. I know that line. And I'm sorry if you've sent me that message. I probably never responded to you. I pulled the runaway from you because I don't want to be bothered. If you have gotten a message from somebody that says, I just love connecting with what are you into? I get what you guys are trying to do, and I get that you are trying, and that's more important than anything. I get that. But at the very least, I want you to understand, if that is you, that you are stalling your success because of the ways in which you're trying. You are stalling your success. So, when I go on Facebook, like something like this, right? I know what I'm good at. I also know what I'm not good at, okay? And I will always talk about both. When I connect with people on Facebook, I will always talk about both. I will talk about my struggles with infertility. I will talk about, my anxiety and depression. And I haven't even gotten into my chronic tic disorder, that's a mild version of Tourette's syndrome that I have had since I was 10 years old. I haven't even gotten into that yet. I've briefly touched on it, but I will go and take it a step further and do a live on that. And I'll actually maybe even let you guys hear the tics that I have, because they're vocal tics, and, embarrass the crap out of myself, but at the same time, put myself out there. I'm not afraid to put myself out there at this point, because I know that in order for me to make sales, for me to be successful, for me to have people join my team, for me to do anything business related, connection has to come first. Relationship has to come first. And that relationship doesn't have to take 5 months. It could literally take 5 days or less. I've seen it happen. So, but I do know that because of my success with selling, right? I always tell people I'm not a salesperson. That's why I'm good at selling, because I'm not a salesperson. So my son has had a tic disorder since he was 6. See, that touches my heart, because I know. And thank you for saying that. So I can't wait to do that video. You guys are going to be freaked out a little bit when I do it. But I can't wait to do it, because you'll see a different side of me that I've never really talked about. But again, I'm willing to talk about something other than the products, other than the business. As a matter of fact, I don't talk a lot about the business or the products. I have different businesses. You'll see me post about them randomly here and there, but I don't consistently every single day talk about my business or my products, because that takes away from you getting to know me. And in order for you to trust me and want to buy from me without me having to message you and you coming to me first, you need to be on that level with me where you know what I'm about. You know what I believe in, what I stand for, what I don't stand for, what I'm vocal about, what I'm not vocal about, how I am as a salesperson because I'm not a salesperson, and how I run my business, how I lead, how I grow, all of those things. You need to know that. And so instead of talking all the time about business and products, I talk more about me. So that way you can get a sense of who you might be joining rather than what the company is about. I'll do that every now and then. I'll talk about the company. As a matter of fact, next Friday, not this Friday, I think next Friday, I'm actually going to be doing a live with our CEO, Aspen. She's going to be hopping on my live with me, and we're going to talk about why Emrys and all of those things. You're going to get to hear her story. I don't always do those things, right? Because it's good sporadically, because you need to know what I'm doing. If I'm supposed to be, this is my livelihood. If I'm supposed to be making a living, if you're in network marketing or if you're in sales of any kind and you're making a living by doing it through social media, then you need to understand that there's a time and a place for your business posts and your product posts. And more often than not, there's more time and more place for you, for posts about you, for lives about you, for that connection that you have with your potentials. As a matter of fact, somebody messaged me the other day and said, hey, are you still selling that CBD? Yes, I am. I have never talked to her about CBD, but she knew because I dripped every once in a while, right? People know that I sell CBD among other products, but she also knows me from my prior company enough to trust me that I'm not going to harass her with an upselling of a package. And I'm not going to tell her, hey, listen, here's what's going on right now. We just got this 500 milligram CBD in. Here, you got to buy it. You got to buy it. I don't do those things. I'm not going to try and do a giveaway. I'm not going to do those things all the time because that's not what I do. And this is why I will, and I'm saying this from experience, okay? There is a reason that I made one post in April and enrolled 91 people on my team. One post in April and enrolled 91 people on my team because I had that reputation already where people were like, hey, I'm interested. I may not have ever worked with her. She seems cool. Maybe she's not. I don't know. Not all those people are still here, right? That's what happens too. It doesn't mean that everybody's still working. I get that. But the fact of the matter is, I have done enough with sales and I've been a top enroller and a top recruiter by not doing what everybody else does. That's what I've done, not what everybody else does. And this is something I say a lot too. Everything you see online, and I don't care what company you're with, whatever you see everybody else doing, do the opposite. If you want to succeed, do the opposite of what everybody else is doing. When I started doing Facebook Lives, when they first came out, do you know how many people that were in my same industry I would talk to and they would be like, no, I'm afraid to do it. To this day, they're still afraid to do a Facebook Live. And I have never, ever shied away from Facebook Live because from the second that it came out, I knew that that was my connection because I don't do face-to-face. You have to know your strengths, right? You have to know them. And if I know that my strength is social media and I'm going to use social media to my benefit for my businesses, as well as being social at the end of the day, then I need to know what I'm good at and what I'm not good at. And I know that I'm good at speaking to people. I know I'm not necessarily always good at speaking to people face to face because I get a little nervous in crowds, you know? So behind a screen, I'm totally different, right? Like I feel comfortable behind a Facebook Live. Not everybody does. And I totally get that. I get it. When I stopped Facebook Lives for a while, it took me a while to get back into them because I got a little nervous and I was like, you used to do this all the time. What's wrong with you? Just stop. And so finally I got back into it, but I was nervous. So there were times though where when they first came out with Facebook Live, I can't tell you the amount of people that didn't do them. And they were doing a disservice to their business because instead of doing a Facebook Live and talking about their results, all they did was make a post and post about their results. And that is a big difference. I post about my results all the time. But when you talk about them, when I'm like, okay, my friend Jen, right? She's my best friend. If I was sitting across from her, I'd be talking to her right now like I'm talking to you. That's why I love Facebook Live. I can talk in a post all day long and I will write a post exactly how I speak. Exactly how I speak. If you listen to how I speak and then you read back a post, you can put the two and two together. You'll get it, right? That's me. But face to face, say with my friend Jen, I'll talk to her just like I'm talking to you guys right now. And that's my connection. So you have to understand that when you cold message, when you send a message to a random stranger, telling them how beautiful they are, and if that's true, that's amazing. That's amazing, you guys. Like big ups to you for giving compliments. I believe in compliment messages. I talk about them a lot. I believe in the compliment message, but it's gotta be genuine. If you're not genuine, even though you're not face to face, even though they're reading a message, they will pick up on that immediately. Want to know why? Because 99.9% of the time, the cold message that you just sent out was the exact same cold message that they already received. So even if you genuinely think that person is beautiful, even if you think genuinely that that person would be amazing on your team, they already received that message 5 other times, sometimes in the same day, earlier that morning. How do they think that you're being genuine? Even if you genuinely believe that they are everything you think they are, how do they believe that you're being genuine? Which is why I don't do stuff like that, because for me, people at this point know what I'm about. You guys watch me. I've seen some of your names for years, because you know what I'm about, right? And maybe we have a relationship outside of Facebook and all of those things, and that's fantastic. That's my goal. I love that. My goal is to become a friend and to get that relationship with somebody before I get their sale, if I ever get that sale. That's another thing. You have to be willing to understand that not everyone's going to want to buy what you're selling. Not everybody's going to want to be joining your team with whatever company you're with, right? I sell bomb ass lashes. My lashes are phenomenal. I know this because I made them. Not everybody wants fake lashes. They would rather do magnetic. They would rather do extensions. That's fine, right? So that doesn't mean that I'm just gonna stop talking to that person when I realize what they are or are not after when it comes to me. And that's something I see a lot. People that cold message, and I don't want this to turn into a cold message video because I gotta go soon, but people that cold message a complete stranger, right? And think that they're being genuine when they're not being genuine. They're just looking for that sale. They're looking for that piece of their wallet, okay? The piece of the bank behind me. They're looking for that rather than the connection. When people do that, 1, there's no connection there. But 2, if that person is not interested in what you're selling, you close off the relationship right then and there. Now, what if you changed businesses and you started selling a different product? That person that you've closed that relationship with because they did not answer you, or they were not interested in what you were selling because of the way you approach them, the next products that you're selling, even if it's something that you created and you own, they're not going to want to have anything to do. I can't even speak today. They will not want to have anything to do with you because of that first interaction. There is a reason that first impressions exist. Your first impression should never be about your sale. Your first impression should never be about joining your team. It should be about you, your personality, that connection, and it should also, even more so, be about the person that you're talking to. That's what it should be about. So how do I make so many sales? Literally in my past company, how did I make 100+ sales a month without messaging a single person? How did I enroll 91 people in April in my new company? By doing the exact same thing that I've always done. If you are not consistent in how you do things, if you aren't building those relationships, if you aren't connecting and you're using social media and you're not connecting through social media, then you will not be getting sales. You will not be getting sales because you don't have that trust from people. That trust needs to be there, whether they are literally buying a car from you or buying a tiny bottle of CBD. It doesn't matter. People need to trust who they're buying from. Whatever the product is, they need to know what you're all about. And if all they know is your posts about your products, your posts about your business, you're bragging 24/7, holding up, $100 bills left, right, and sideways, okay? They're gonna think that they only know you from what they're seeing. They're gonna think as well that they need to do what you are doing in order to join your business, right? That's something else, just a little side note. When you want people to join your business, you have to think of what you're doing in order to get them to join your business. If you're giving away money 24/7, right? Your people that are looking at that are going to be thinking, I don't want to join this company, or I don't want to join this specific person, because am I going to have to do that? Am I going to have to give away money? Am I going to have to cold message? Am I going to have to, I don't know, do whatever somebody might be doing? Am I going to have to do that? Because that's the first impression. So that's why I'm able to get people on my team. That's why I'm able to make the amount of sales that I do in any company, because I've proven that now, in any company. So I'm not just talking out of my ass here. That's why I'm saying that, because some people would say that, but I'm not. So that's how I'm able to do that, because people see how I currently run my businesses. So why would somebody want to join me or buy from me, or why would somebody want to buy from me if I never talk about my results and I only talk about the product? Why would somebody want to join me if I'm doing crazy, extravagant things to get people to join my business? Why would anybody want to be a part of that? So because people don't see me doing those things, because I'm connecting, because of everything that I just said, this is why I don't have to message people. Now, I'm not saying don't message people. You should be messaging people to connect with those people. You should be messaging people about them, about something that they posted, about an article maybe that made you think of them because of something that they posted prior, whatever it might be. But you should not be messaging people straight off the bat, complete strangers to boot, talking about your business or your products, because that is why you're not making sales and you're not getting people on your team. That's it. This was a quick summary. I know it wasn't that quick, but it was quick enough. So I'm at the bank. I obviously have a lot to say. I could talk about this topic and subtopics in said topic forever, which is why I love what I do. I love being able to explain why this method may not work as well as XYZ method. I love talking about this stuff because I love people and I love understanding how we work. And if you go back to the kiosk and the hairstylist with the curling iron and you look at your messages, you will understand how people work. And when you understand how people work, then you'll understand why connection is so important. Now, if that person that was at the kiosk was my best friend and they saw me walk by and they were like, hey, curling iron, blah, blah, whatever, right? Beautiful hair, look at you. I would walk over to them in a heartbeat. Want to know why? Because I already have the connection with that person. That's why. All right, I'm going to go in the bank. I have some stuff to do. So take this to the bank, and I hope maybe this helps your business, because it can. It absolutely can if you follow it. If you know anybody that could maybe utilize this knowledge, tag them. Send them this video. Send them my way. Not my way. I'm not going to try and tell them anything, but just show them this. All right. I will talk to you guys later. So have a great day. And what's my opinion on posting talking about your why and what your business has done for you? Yeah. People need to know why you're in the business that you're in. People need to know why you believe in that business. And you're not going to believe in something that you haven't seen or experienced success with in any way, shape, or form. You have to talk about it. Absolutely. But do you have to brag about it? No. There's a difference, because I've seen people do that. I know somebody who does that, and it literally, I cringe every time I see it, because it's such a turnoff. It is such a turnoff. You don't brag like that, because if you're talking about where you came from and then talking about the blessing that you have right now, that's different. But if you're talking about where you came from and then talking about what you have now by flashing all this money, doesn't work. It doesn't work. So anyway, to answer your question, sum it up. Yes, Tamara, posting, talking about your why, about what your business has done for you. Absolutely. All right, you guys, if there's any more questions, I'll obviously answer in the comments, but I hope you have a great day. This is a random live, but I felt like it needed to be said. So I'll talk to you guys later.